So anyway, patrolling on that street is an easy task. Only 4 or 5 cars are parked there overnight at most, which makes keeping track a breeze.
Sounds ideal enough.
As expected though, nothing happened the first 2 nights. But yesterday was a different story.
And the music just stopped there. Hold on. Dude, something crossed the screen. I do not think it was the headlights of that car. Could be. Can we see another car?
What a stage setup, eh?
Oh, phew. There you go. And there's the car.
My character say there?
Sorry about that. Please continue.
Alrighty. Well, it was nearing the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. There were only 4 cars parked that night. 2 spaced across the street and 2 in the opposite corner, side by side. My plan was to leave after I walk one last round to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes.
Okay.
Then, at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette. Smug as I was about to clock out, thinking 'twas another night job well done. Right?
Right.
Wrong, as I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars, 2 side by side, 1 across the street. All tires flattened.
Huh?
And that's 12 vandalized tires for you. In a span of less than 10 minutes.
That is so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tire.
Okay, so when you say flatten, you mean really letting the air out, not just taking a knife and puncturing it.
And that's if you're using the right tools.
Right? But that wasn't all. Oh, no, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the streetlights went out, suddenly and all at once.
Whoa.
Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter. They were going farther and farther away from the scene, and yet
Look at.
I saw nothing at all.
Oh, that is spooky.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Did the CCTV catch anything?
The infrareds actually managed to catch something, but the videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it.
Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool though.
That made me laughing now, but I almost pissed my pants there, you see.
Don't do that when working, Georgie. Well, don't do it at all.
Well, whoever they were, they sure worked fast.
Right? Anyway, Carbon, I think I want another drink. All that talking is making my throat dry, and coffee just ain't cutting it.
Roger that. What would you like?
What do you suggest?
Cough syrup, perhaps. How about some tea with ginger and honey? And when I say cough syrup, I mean the drink we served him in the beginning of this game. How about some tea with ginger and honey? Tea, ginger, honey.
Sounds good. Can you use the red flower stuff you have as a base?
You mean hibiscus? Definitely.
Okay, then I'd like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey.
Red flower tea. I refuse to call it hibiscus. Red flower tea with ginger and some honey. What do we get? Tejahe Rosella. Wow, that is a beautiful name. Tejahe Rosella. One piping hot Tejahe Rosella for you.
Oh? What does it mean?
Yahe means ginger, Te means tea, and the Rosella is Roselle, another name for hibiscus. So, ginger Rosella tea? Rosella tea? No. Ginger hibiscus tea.
I see. A legit herbal drink.
And what does Georgie think? No, it's not Georgie, it's the drink. But Georgie as well. Good. Stepped with roasted ginger with a touch of honey. Perfect for rainy evenings. Which is always in this game right now. And what does Georgie have to say? Oh no, we only got his birthday. Ah, damn, that's bad. That's bad. Bad.
Spicy, but perfect for the weather. Good call, Carbon.
I'm happy to please.
If that's the case, let me join your patrol, Pops. Because I'm not scared of ghosts. Real beings scare me more.
Why is he so freaked out?
Wait a sec, kid. What do you mean by ghost, eh? Jumping the gun a little there, ain't ya?
I don't know, Pops. Maybe it's even something crazier than that.
This is a really serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that.
Sorry.
Interesting.
You know something?
No, not me. But she might.
She might. Ooh.
Right, the tree, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. What about it, miss? It's your turn to finish your thought.
I'm not sure if this can be any use at all, but... Officer? Are you aware of the story behind that tree?
Huh?
I recall what you said earlier. People often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss?
Well... It's because someone passed away there.
Yeah, which is a classic thing to do here in Sweden as well. For example, if someone were to run their bike out on the street, they would take a bike, place it on that spot where the person died, and paint the entire bike white, and yeah, that's essentially the remembrance. It's more of a marking spot for the fact that someone died there. A white bike if it's a bike accident. And I mean completely white. Everything is white.
What?
Allow me to explain. I mentioned there was once a flea market on that street, correct?
Right.
They called it the Fairy Market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community.
Transients.
Transients being the government's term for unregistered citizens. Including all the other uncategorizable beings at the time.
Uncategorizable. Not uncategorized, but that they cannot be categorized. God damn.
Fairies were part of that.
Huh.
I remember learning about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempt to sort things out. Organizing equitable classifications was thought as one of the first steps towards civil peace. But it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough.
Was all that before the Vindication Act?
Way before that.
Way before that.
Many who couldn't register were basically in administration limbo.
What? That's as good as, like, not existing at all.
Really? That's horrible.
It was the main reason why the ferry market was created in the first place. To ensure transient survival throughout the changing times.
So it's a fairy ghost.
In more ways than one. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Fairy Week would be marked by flowers strewn along the intersection. Just so people would notice and come and take a look.
Sounds kinda too low-key, no?
Because it was illegal, silly.
Oh,
And that was exactly the problem. The market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Then a tragic incident occurred one night. A drunk driver was speeding and went off course, striking a vendor there. And the only evidence left of the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before.
Someone turned into a tree.
wait a second. What? Why did I never hear about it?
How long ago was this?
The accident occurred in 1959, but the market itself was forcefully disbanded in 1961.
Happened before I was born. Huh.
Yeah, I remember everything now. It was actually quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But, due to the nature of the beings involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget.
Huh?
We're talking about the late 50s to early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy
Of
individual.
course.
Oh,
Correct. And that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being entrenched and with no legal ID or paper trail. As a result, the court had no choice but to dismiss the case.
This is getting very mysterious and very political, and my brain can't keep up at the moment.
But there was a body, wasn't it? Just not the one people might expect.
you mean the tree?
Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave specific landmarkers behind. Not all can do that, though. Us banshees don't do that.
You don't?
No, we simply disappear.
Wow.
So, if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. The witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail. So the driver's lawyer took advantage of those loopholes. And that's messed up.
Beyond messed up, Pops. Whoa. I'm boiling.
Yeah.
I'll take a further look into this more, miss. But I have a question for you.
Yes?
You think the vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal?
I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of vandalism began.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it was a ghost that is flattening everyone's tires. But how did they catch that on CCTV?
Well, I better get going then. It's almost time for my shift.
Okay, officer.
Break a leg, Pops.
I'd rather not.
Stay safe.
Will do. I'll keep y'all posted.
I better go as well. Got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I want to confirm though, if you don't mind, miss.
Yes?
It's about the fairies passing, and how everyone ends up forgetting them afterwards. I really thought that was just a myth.
Really? So, okay, I didn't really catch on with that. I thought it were more metaphorically, not an actual fact.
I guess not.
Unfortunately. That is why there used to be memorabilia around that tree. There were efforts by those who remembered to preserve the memory.
Huh.
But it wasn't enough, was it? Else we'd still have the tree. It really makes me question my memory. Are there any people I might have forgotten? Were there events I missed? It is quite scary to think about.
For beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. So, no need to feel bad about it.
Okay, well that's interesting, because there's this philosophy that you don't really die as long as people remember you. And they are taking that idea and just flipping it around here. When you die, people forget about you. That is interesting. Also means that if fairies continue to intermingle with other races in this world, and everyone suddenly become fairy folk, and then if they just simply were to kill all of those fairy folks, so there's only humans left, then we would end up where we are in this world. That sucks. That's fucked up. And yeah, I made a super dark thing there.
Is that so? Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala.
Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir.
Well then, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Riona.
Thank you.
See you around.
Bye, Carbon.
Take care.
You okay? It's getting real late. I still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat?
He's so, not careful, but he cares about people. We don't sell food here. That is stupid. We should sell food here. I mean, sandwiches at least.
You don't? No wonder your place is always empty.
Oh, that's harsh, but it's fair. Well.
Just kidding, Carbon. Don't hit me, please. Well, do you want another drink, maybe?
I wouldn't mind one.
Nice. What do you feel like having?
Something without milk, with a
Something
fresh
without
feeling and
milk
some
with
brightness
fresh-
to it.
Fresh feeling is mint and some brightness. What is brightness? No milk, add mint. Brightness. Is that color? Do you want something blue?
I'm also quite partial to the blue PET.
Oh. Okay, I'll order something for you. May I?
Sure.
Carbon, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video and it looked perfect for our lady.
Stop calling her lady! Yep, what is it?
It has blue pea as a base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon.
Here we go. What do we get from this? Galaxy Mint Tea. That looks amazing. And we have nothing to give? Nope. Right, he did not forget his lighter this time. Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you.
It looks nice. Very pretty. I like it. Thank you.
And what do we learn about Rihanna? No, it's the brood pet, of course. I forget about that all the time. Oh, look at all of these blues.
I'm glad you do. And wow, Carbon, it looks exactly like what I envisioned. You're a G.
I'm happy you both enjoyed it.
But man, that whole case earlier though. It was a lot to take in. Also, about the whole forgetting thing. That really gave me chills.
Why?
Don't you feel scared? Of just disappearing in the end? Because I do. That's why I thought I finally understood you too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way. The traditional way.
Oh? Care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about them myself.
Oh, huh? Now that's what you call huge pressure. Before that though, can I ask a little teeny tiny question?
Go ahead.
What inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hard way, but why a soprano in the first place?
Because it's been done before.
Pardon?
Because there was already a banshee who did it before. So I know it's not impossible.
And let's me guess, nobody knows about this banshee.
Whoa, for real?
Her power was out of her sorbet aria and she was not very well known.
What is a sorbet aria? Sorbet aria. Aria.
Oh, I mean she was a secondary character. Back in early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung towards the end of the second act. Usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons. Often desserts. Hence, sorbet aria.
So sorbet, aria. Oh, I see.
Like background singing at the end of a show or something.
Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end.
Oh right, aria like in the bird, I guess. No, I don't know.
The first time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera. Wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera. But hearing a banshee sing such a playful and light-hearted piece, it was truly an eye-opener for me.
Oh man, I bet it was.
Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works. But it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own.
Commune? That's really cool and brave of you to do so.
I agree.
I've never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing.
Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you. And wishing to leave a mark on this world.
Is that what you think?
Uh-huh. You're just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before. And that's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us.
You're just being careful, yet courageous.
Right, because the path you're choosing to walk on is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I just feel maybe you're the same as me. Like, what's the point of being born if nobody's going to remember us? Right, Carbon?
No comment.
Aw.
Why do you want to be remembered so much?
Why wouldn't you?
Us banshees see the end differently than most. So, care to enlighten me?
Yeah, you painted yourself into that corner, Lucas.
I can't speak for anyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see? Like, humongously large.
At first I was thinking like 5 or 6 children, but now that you added humongously, I'm thinking maybe 50 children.
Literally couldn't count all my siblings, even if I wanted to.
God damn. Cities.
Because they're everywhere thanks to my dad.
Like Pan? And he just wished you into existence or something? Oh.
We weren't wealthy though, not even close. The money situation was always suffocating us, for real. But sometimes Dad would drop by to give us some money. Though it wasn't even enough to cover utilities for more than a couple months. Then he'd just leave again a couple days later.
Are you the eldest?
Nope.
No.
But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school. I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died.
Why did he choose you to get a house? Oh.
Which is where my mom and siblings live now.
I'm sorry to hear about your father.
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney, knowing he passed away by himself. And how it took them a week to find out.
Oh.
Natural causes, by the way, so... I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing? Where were my other siblings? What happened to his ladies? It was just so crazy to me.
So he wasn't memorable at all.
And I guess it just kinda haunted me.
Haunted? How?
My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know? I mean it in the best way possible. My disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. I just vilified him in my mind, like shaking my mental fist at him. Gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all that.
I see.
But then I received the news that he left me the house. Like, I know he had no money.
He had no money, and yet he could give you enough money to buy utensils for months. And I'm assuming you weren't the only part of the family he did this to. And he had children more than you can count. I don't understand what this man is.
That house was probably one of the only assets he had left. So when he gave me the house in his will, all I could think about was, what went through his mind exactly?
The fact that he had a will at all was probably already a surprise for you.
Exactly. What am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore?
Are you starting to stutter, or are you breaking up here?
When he's already long gone? Anyways, so my older brothers came back, right? They want me to sell the house and divide the earnings.
Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh?
You didn't do that, right?
Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really want me to sell the house, they have to chase after me.
Good call. But maybe not a good call to become an influencer that is worldwide known. Because it will be easy to find you now. And probably all of your fans are your brothers. So, who knows.
Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team.
That's a relief.
But that was also why I need money fast. I needed to send money to help with my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That was why I ended up having to join the production house.
The production house?
Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day.
Yeah, and apparently those fail all the time. I've seen a few React channels about those, and they they tend to fail pretty damn badly.
I was young and naive too, you know?
You still are, brother.
Because it was my first time venturing to another state completely alone after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. Man, this isn't even gonna be an entertaining story.
If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it.
No, it's not that. I just really don't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone. But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge egos. So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Trying to be all around helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still. But what ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know?
Okay.
Myself.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in a house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, yeah? Eventually, I was assigned one too.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be a good thing, but they want me to be the worst version of what I am, essentially.
A party, drunken, horny, satyr.
With heavy emphasis on what. I had a lot of nicknames too, like, "Hey, baby goat."
That's a horrible nickname.
"What are you up to now, satyr boy?"
Oh, not hey baby goat, but baby goat. Hey, satyr boy.
"Here comes the party goatie."
Party goatie.
Mr. XS. You gonna go fishing again tonight or what?
Yeah, as I said, horny satyrs. Fishing?
We had to go out and try to hit on people. And we weren't allowed to come home unless we failed spectacularly or scored.
Oh.
I always try to be the punchline though. Because there were always more views when something ended badly. But it was still the worst, because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates, be sort of a dumb jerk just for jokes. Just so all looked fun for the camera. Even if scripted, I never really liked doing it, honestly. Because in the end, all of it just reminded me of my dad, you know? And I kept thinking, does the apple never fall far from the tree after all? So yeah, the whole thing just really sucked.
You had it difficult.
Yeah, so we have here someone who's feared for what she is, and someone who's being ridiculed for what he is.
Yeah. Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked. The end.
The end. No disagreement there.
Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about.
It's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening.
I just don't want to take up more of your time. So can I just ask you a direct question?
Sure.
Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show? I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. I kind of forced my thoughts on you and was just being a general smartass. I undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but...
Yeah, I guess. So she wanted to do things her way, and you, essentially, since joining the creator house, had to do things a certain way. Not necessarily your way. But you want to start your own show, and you want Rihanna to be the first guest. That's cool.
But you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it.
Yet I almost ended up losing sight of why I'd been doing all this in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot. All to justify the gain, but to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure either.
Well, gee, thanks, Lucas. Thanks for pointing that out. To all other people who are doing voices here for me, sorry. You knew this from the beginning, and I hope I am not putting you through too much work. But you're only getting paid in exposure because I'm not making any money myself. But damn, that was straight for my heart there, Lucas.
Though it won't be much at first. Because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment, so...
Wait, this is a bit sudden, don't you think?
No pressure though.
How does the show work?
Well, I'm not 100% sure of the shape of it yet. But ideally it will have like an interview at first, and then I'll record you singing. I'll bring all the gear. I will also be doing all the editing and stuff. It's gonna take a bit of time since I still have my main show to do. But I did start my vlogging journey on my own too. So I can bet you the results will still beat quality.
Your show will tank if I'm the first guest, you realize that, right?
If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you.
Oh, she is considering this.
I'm flattered, but no, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for considering me, though.
Thanks for giving it a thought. Looks like I have to go.
Well, it's honestly about time because I've been recording for almost an hour and a half now.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing.
Yes, I get it.
Cool. I hope we can meet again like this.
Oh,
If you want to.
He's flirting. He wants a date.
Maybe.
Oh, she's up for it.
I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Carbon. Sorry if I bored you.
No, truly. It was my pleasure.
Cool. Okay, I really have to go. See you around?
Safe trip?
Alrighty. See you, Carbon.
Come again soon.
I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years.
Oh, wow. And I'm quite glad to hear that.
Thank you, Carbon,
For what?
for being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with.
It's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around.
Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink. But I'll see you again soon.
And we'll be waiting, always. Safe trip, Miss Rihanna. And have a good night. Whew. I think I'm done for the night. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Well, this is... it's not even noon yet. And I have been playing for an hour and 20 minutes. I thought I would be able to bang out 2 episodes in a row here, but no, this was a long one. God damn. No episode in season 1, in episode 1, was this long. I hope everything will work out for everyone. Oh, just ends like that. Dreaming blue, this mesmerized and earthly latte imbues you with calmness and serenity on sight. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you for taking your time to watch this. This was far longer than anything. I might have to divide this up into 2 parts because it's so damn long. Well, you will be see how long this episode is, because this is a long one. Thank you for spending time here tonight, today, whatever, whenever, and we'll see just about how many ghosts is in this game. Well, that's not what I meant to say. If we manage to find out who the ghost is. Yeah. I'll see you in the next episode, and remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.